2, 1. Earth below us, drifting, falling, floating, weightless. Hello, Pouty Girl. Welcome. You're the first one to join. I'm going to invite everyone. Oh, invite, yes. Oh, shoot. No, I don't want anybody joining me. Anyhow, hi again. I'm going to mute. It's just, well, go ahead and say something, and then I wasn't expecting to do guests today, but welcome. Yeah, 69. That's the year I was born. In fact, you're
really?
not going to believe this yet. We were just talking about Man on the Moon in 1969. John F. Kennedy. I'm in Boston right now. So I was doing a John F. Kennedy bit where I was saying, we will go to the moon, 1969. That's not the year you were born, is it? Oh, there he goes. Okay, never mind. He was like, I don't want to be a part of this. This is too weird. Anyhow, Pouty Girl, thank you for liking. Welcome. TikTok live stream. We had 750 people yesterday live streaming from Cafe Nero, downtown Crossing, near the Boston Common. And today from 12 to 7, well, I'll wait till there's more people in. I'm gonna, Rashad Paris, thank you for joining. Welcome.
Store manager, like the regional managers, and you can't have food from the outside.
Oh, food from the outside? Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No worries. I'll eat it later. Yeah, no problem. Moment, I'll be back. I have to put my food away. Hold on. No food from the outside. That's okay. I love Cafe Nero. I will abide. I'm at Cafe Nero, and look at these chandeliers. Wow, chandeliers, lovely, isn't it? They have, like, Sia, I'm wanting to fly by the chandeliers. The Hayes Boys, hello. Dream, hello. Rigo R, hello. You guys are seeing my face for the first time, probably. I usually have a mask on, which is probably what I should do. I'm actually a doppelganger. I'm not really DJ Evan M.C. There's a few triple doppelgangers. It might have to do with the fact that intelligence, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to say too much. Freemasons, Illuminati, Irish mob in Boston. I have to throw a few conspiracy theories out there because if I don't, the truth does come out in the end, and it will, and you will see eventually. If you go to clubevan.com, free Evan, there are some fascist groups that want to stop me and have threatened me. They've called me homophobic names, even though I don't identify as gay, but I do support the LGBTQ community 100%. But there's a lot of these Nazi groups, these white supremacists, you know, the scum of the earth. They're trying to intimidate me. They follow me around until I take out my video, until I take out my phone and start filming them, and then they run for the hills because they're cowards. And they don't want to show their faces. So sometimes they wear masks too, but anyhow, live free or die. If you can't be a person of color in this country without fear of these Nazi scum that are rising in Europe and America and even South Africa, they're wanting to come here. They say that in South Africa, these white trash are saying that the black people are persecuting them, which isn't true. I was just in South Africa last year. I went to 3 safaris in South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. I didn't see any uprising of the indigenous people against the white trash in South Africa, but they want to come here because they say they're being persecuted. They just want to come to the United States just to, you know, whatever. Anyhow, I'm not going to talk about politics today, even though Putin, you're a bitch and you need to go. I hope you had a happy 4th of July. Did you guys have a happy 4th of July? It was hot in Boston. Really hot. Well, actually, the 4th was not bad, but yesterday was sweltering, very much like Florida. In other words, hell. I'm more of a San Diego guy. Florida has mosquitoes. They ban books. You can't say gay. In Florida, they try to make it so you can't say gay. And they ban books. How American is that? Really? Is Florida a free state in a free country where they ban books like the Nazis did? That's censorship. That's un-American. That's Florida. Anywho, we are going to be at the Brewer Fountain today. Footprints of Boston, brought to you by Mayor Wu and Governor Healey, the Parks and Recreation of Boston. I'll be DJing from 12 to 7 every day of the summer at the Boston Common Brewer Fountain. Please join me, DJ Evan M.C, the Hitman. In my old age, I'm still dancing. And you know why? Because I quit drinking and quit doing drugs 12 years ago. That's why I'm still dancing. And if you're drinking and doing drugs, you're going to end up in prison, homeless. You're going to lose your friends and family, or you'll be dead, or in a psych ward. I ended up homeless twice because of drugs and alcohol. And I started out just as a DJ, and I thought I was just drinking casually at first. Just like you probably, oh, I can handle it. I just drink on weekends. Wait until you get depressed, or wait till things change, or some trauma happens in your life, and then it will go more from just drinking occasionally, or your social drinking. then it becomes a daily thing. And then your dreams just start to go down the drain. And when I was a DJ, we did raves back then. And of course, there was ecstasy and ketamine. By the way, Elon, ketamine is not a therapeutic drug. It's a party drug like crystal meth, and it will mess you up. So I recommend to Elon to go to smartrecovery.org. I prefer that more than AA. It saved my life. It's an alternative to AA. It's called Smart Recovery. The best thing that will ever happen to you if you have an addiction to love, or maybe an addiction to porn, or if you have an addiction to gambling, or any maladaptive behavior. That's the difference between Smart Recovery and AA. Smart Recovery is really for anyone wanting to rise and fulfill your dreams. If you go to smartrecovery.org, there's a section called Toolbox. And the lifestyle balance wheel has really helped me. You just put what your, how do I say this? Sorry, I'm a bit tired. July 4th for DJs is not fun, it's work. I had to have a deep tissue massage yesterday, 2-hour deep tissue sports massage for all the dancing I did, and I had to take the day off from DJing because I was just spent. But anyhow, back to Smart Recovery. Sorry, I get off on tangents, but because I'm a funny monkey and dyslexic and everything else, bipolar, you name it. You know, if you're an American today, our mental health really suffers, and mostly because of the drugs and alcohol. So if you have a drug and alcohol problem or any addiction, it could be to caffeine. If you're not drinking 8 or 9 glasses of water a day, no wonder you're depressed. A Chinese herbalist told me, Evan, when you sleep, your body loses water. So when you wake up, you're dehydrated. And then if you drink coffee, that's a diuretic. You become even more dehydrated. So if coffee's your first go-to in the morning, you're making a huge mistake. In fact, neuroscientists say, do the water first thing in the morning. 3 tall glasses of water, and then 5 more throughout the day. At least, I drink about 10 glasses of water a day. That's when my depression went away. That's when I started gaining muscle. That's when I really started to live. Water. We're mostly made up of water, so everybody I talk to, my sister, she's on 1 million, well, I think she'd be okay with me saying this because she knows I'm trying to help people. So I won't, and then I'm not going to mention her name either, and nobody knows her name, except the people that know me. But my sister is on 1 million psych meds. She fell a few times and blackened her eye recently because of all the damn psych meds she's on. She also, she recently went through a breakup, which is trauma. But I asked her, I said, do you drink any water? I mean, because if you're taking all those psych meds, and that applies to you guys too, if you're taking big pharma, and I'm not against meds, but they're toxic if they stay in your system. You need to flush out toxins in your body with water. Michelle Obama was so right when she made that a platform. First thing when Obama became president, she said, drink water, everybody. She started giving nutrition advice because America is suffering. If you're overweight, it's because you're not drinking water. When I drink a bunch of water, I'm not hungry. If you drink 10 glasses of water a day like I do, you look like this. You don't look obese. You're not meant to be obese. Drink your water. And enough excuses. Maybe you don't like it. Well, you'll be dead soon. You won't like that either. Or you'll be in the emergency room soon. You won't like that either. So drink your water. And as far as caffeine and coffee, it's okay to drink coffee 1 or 2 a day. Remember, coffee is a diuretic. I know people who don't drink any caffeine and they are living large. There's a big myth in this country that coffee is okay. And it is in small quantities. But the problem with America, like my brother, he drinks coffee all day. No wonder he's depressed and not doing well. And I talk to people who drink coffee all day. They've had failed relationships. They're miserable. They're obese. Stop drinking so much caffeine. And I say this coming from Cafe Nero. And I love Diet Coke. I know. I should practice what I preach, but I do drink about 10 glasses of water a day. And yeah, you have to pee a lot, and maybe it's uncomfortable to drink that much water a day, but do you want to live your dreams? I mean, is it that hard to not drink a few glasses of water? Okay, I'll get off that topic because I think I've convinced you maybe to start drinking. And remember, the Chinese herbalist who saved my life said, I drink 3 glasses of water a day in the morning. Also, it might be good. I have some nutrition tips on clubevan.com, like about apple cider vinegar. I drink 3 glasses of water in the morning and then a glass with a couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You want to dilute the apple cider vinegar in the water, but that helps you with digestion. Apple cider vinegar is a miracle cure, heals everything, you know, and also you want to make sure that you are getting probiotics. You want to make sure you're pooping a lot. So probiotics, you can't get enough of that. Get kombucha at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. Kombucha is the drink, probiotics. You also want to do omega-3s. If you don't eat fish, you better get your omega-3s from fish oils. And fish oils come in different forms. You can get the capsules. But when my mom died of cancer and diabetes, the holistic doctor that I finally was able to get to help her in her last day said, Evan, has she been taking omega-3s? And I said, no. And he said, well, no wonder she's got diabetes and cancer. She doesn't eat fish? I said, no. And he's like, she's missing essential omega-3 fatty oils. If you don't eat fish, you've got to take omega-3s. You can get them in capsules at CVS or you can eat flaxseed in your yogurt. I kind of recommend vegan, even though I broke from it the last few days and went to McDonald's. I'm not neurotic, okay, but vegan is the way to go. Why? Because meat is expensive. Beans, legumes, nuts, fruits, and vegetables are cheap. That's mostly what I eat. And America, you have a protein myth. Do I look like I need protein? I look all right. I don't eat that much meat. And remember, bacon is $9. For a couple of servings of bacon, you're spending $9. Beans, if you ask any centenarian, a person who lives over 100 years old, they'll tell you about the Mediterranean diet, or they'll tell you they eat only fruits, vegetables, beans, legumes, nuts, seeds. And then also you want to do the carbs, but you don't want to eat bread. Bread will make you fat. And you want, for carbs, you want quinoa. Quinoa also has protein. Quinoa is the miracle carb. So you put some quinoa, you make some quinoa, you cut up some red peppers, You put some cayenne pepper, very healthy. It's gonna burn, but cayenne pepper is really good for you. I had a friend try cayenne pepper with some of what we were eating, and she was like, ow, it's hot. And I said, but read about what it does for your body. You'll feel good. The rest, it may, and like I say, these are temporary things. When you eat at McDonald's, yeah, it's delicious while you're eating it, but you pay for it. You feel like crap the rest of your life for those moments of pleasure. And why do Americans eat for comfort? Because we're not getting touched. You're not having sex. So you get comfort through food. I'm about to get my degree in psychology. I know this. People eat for comfort because they're not getting loved. So I recommend, if you're old like me and you just don't want to have sex with people, I don't. I'm celibate these days. I'm over it. I hate people. So I get deep tissue massage. That's how I get touched. And with friends, I hug really tight. But I get touched a lot, not sex. But if you're young and you're not having sex, you're going to turn to food for comfort. It's psychology. America is getting obese because people are not getting love. They turn to comfort food. One thing I will tell you, eat 75% whole foods, 25% soul foods. So what you do is you put 75% of fruits and vegetables on your plates. Don't pay attention to the American food pie. It's wrong. The nutritionists that run the government are wrong. I do respect Robert Kennedy, not for the vaccine stuff, because I like my vaccines. I want to stay alive. But Robert F. Kennedy is going after big food as far as dyes, and they're poisoning us, big food. So at least he's addressed it. Of course, he can't do anything because lobbyists have got to him. The food lobbyists have silenced him as far as like removing toxic food from our grocery shelves. But Robert F. Kennedy is not wrong in the fact that we need to get these toxic dyes out of our cereal. Kids shouldn't be eating processed foods or quick microwave pizzas. That is why we have the dumbing of America. How can we win wars and be an innovative country if we're so fat and our minds are so clouded from bad food and we can't even walk up a flight of stairs? How can we fight the Russians and Chinese in a war when you can't even walk up a flight of stairs? I'm 56 and I dance all day long DJing. I have to show off my muscles again because I'm 56 years old. So it's sad when I see 15-year-olds that are obese and have to take the elevator everywhere they go. Never take the elevator. Take the stairs and run up the stairs. Run up the stairs and then run back down. And then run up the stairs again, and then run back down. Before you get to work or your meeting, run up those stairs and run back down. Put your headphones on, listen to some music, and dance up those stairs. And then dance down those stairs. Unless you want to be stupid and fat the rest of your life and none of your dreams will come true, you might as well be dead. You might as well take a gun and blow your brains out right now. Take care of yourself, America. Drink 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. Cut back your caffeine to 1 or 2 coffees a day. Wait until at 1.5 hours. I was saying earlier, the neuroscientist, his name is Dr. Huberman. He's on YouTube. You can look him up. He's a neuroscientist from Yale. where President Clinton went to school. You got to be really smart if you're a neuroscientist at Yale. And Dr. Huberman is very smart. Go to his YouTube channel, Dr. Huberman. I echo what he says. He says to drink the coffee, wait until 1.5 hours after you get up. Otherwise, you're going to have sleep problems. You're going to have nightmares. You're not going to get enough sleep. So drink your water, the 3 glasses, or I do 4 glasses in the morning, and then about 5 or 6 more glasses throughout the day. But in the morning, the first thing you need to do is drink the water and then get some sunshine right away to get your circadian rhythm going. That will help you sleep at night. That will give you sweet dreams. Dr. Huberman says, the neuroscientist from Yale says, and you want to study neuroscience too. You can be a common person and study neuroscience. Just go on YouTube and look up neuroscience. This is how you will solve all of your problems. Because if you get your brain working, your body will follow. So wait until 1.5 hours after you get up in the morning before you have that coffee. And the first thing in the morning is get the water in and get some sunshine. Even if there's no sunshine, even if it's raining, you got to get outside and get that on your skin, the outdoors, for at least 10 or 20 minutes. And then you get your circadian rhythm going. First thing in the morning, the water and the sunshine, or just go outside for a few minutes, and that will do the trick. It will get your circadian rhythm going, and then at night you'll sleep soundly. And then all of a sudden your depression will go away. When you're drinking your water and you're getting that little bit of sunshine. And I know you want your caffeine, and that's okay. The people I know that don't drink caffeine are doing really well. They're rocking the world. The ones who don't drink any caffeine, they tell me, wow, I felt so good. I do too. I don't drink that much caffeine, and I also take cold showers in the morning. That increases testosterone for men, cold showers in the morning. It's also a concept by Brian Tracy, who wrote the book. He's the millionaire who wrote the book, Eat the Frog. What does he do? He does the hardest thing in the morning, which is take a cold plunge. If you're like Tony Robbins, I wish I had a freezing plunge that I could get in for about 30 minutes. If you look up the Iceman on YouTube, they do this. You want cold showers. Cold, freezing cold. And sometimes, if you're not used to it, start out with just a cold rinse after a shower. You'll still get the same effect. For men, cold showers increases testosterone. It gets your oxygen going in the morning, because when you take a cold shower, you're like a little kid. You know how little kids run around and they have so much energy? And little kids are so flexible. If you see a kid do yoga, they can bend over backwards because they're breathing. Little kids don't have stress. Adults have stress, so we hold our breath. You don't want to hold your breath all day. You want to deep breathe. Just pretend you're Lord Vader. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All day long, when I get stressed, I think, Anakin. You know who Anakin is, right? I've had trauma. She broke my heart. I can relate to Anakin. A girl broke my heart once. I became part of the dark side after that. But I have yin yang, so sometimes I'm the Jedi. But when there is injustice, it's good to bring out your dark side. So Anakin's out there. Anakin was the boy before he became Darth Vader. Before a Sith Lord taught him the power of the dark side. If you want some more of my blogs and my intelligence, because I'm the smartest person you will ever talk to, at least I'm the smartest person that I know, and I don't have an ego. It's true. My mom told me I'm a genius. I get told I'm a genius all the time. I'm a DJ. My mom wanted me to be a preacher, to shine the light on the Word of God. I still do, only I'm not a preacher. I do it 7 days a week. A preacher only gets up on a pulpit on Sunday and usually is condemning people. That's not what I do, because Jesus loved everybody. He didn't condemn anybody. He touched lepers. He would touch trans people and heal their pain. Jesus would touch MAGA and heal their pain. Jesus would touch the left, the center, the Palestinians, the Israelis. He wouldn't take sides on Israel or Palestine. Jesus would not take sides. Why? Because he loves everyone. If you claim to be a Christian and you judge people, you're not a Christian until you ask for forgiveness and try harder. Jesus said, "He who is without sin cast the first stone." So if you think you're gonna judge a trans person, you think you're better than a trans person? Trans people are harmless, by the way. It's people like Putin or Hitler. Those are the ones that Jesus would have wrath, God's wrath. And God said, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." So it's not all about love when there's people who are causing harm, like Hitler or Putin. Jesus had a temper for those types. Like when he went into the temple and knocked over the money tables because they were selling stuff in the church. Jesus went in and knocked over. And if he was here today with these billionaires, he would clean house. Because in the Bible, it talks a lot about the rich. I want you all on TikTok to stop worshiping the rich. It's against the Bible. The Bible says it is easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. So if you worship billionaires, if you follow billionaires and you want to be a billionaire, you might end up in the fiery pits of hell for eternity. Unless you give it all away. There's nothing wrong with money. I support Wounded Warrior Project, even though I'm about $50,000 in debt. I give monthly to veterans because our government won't help them. If you want to help or do something, instead of being so damn selfish and gluttonous, which is against the Bible too, spending all of your money on yourself, you might want to start giving some to the homeless veterans. That's the reason you're free, is the veterans, and it is a crying shame that I meet here on the Boston Common every day when I DJ. I meet homeless veterans who fought for this country. My grandfather killed a lot of Nazis in World War II. He fought in World War I too. My grandfather was a veteran. The government didn't take care of him either. They cheated him. He achieved rank of colonel, but they cut his benefits. That's what they do, our country. They send our young men out to fight to keep us free from people like the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The reason we're not communists, or the reason you're not speaking German today and there's no people of color. You know, if Hitler had his way, all Jewish people would be exterminated. All people of color would have been exterminated. It would be this white, weird kind of Aryan, fucked up, you know, Hitler was insane. And I'm glad that my grandfather helped bring him down. My grandfather, McIntyre strong, fought in 1 and 2. He was very young when he fought in World War I. By World War II, he was a heart surgeon, and he killed a lot of Nazis. Anyhow, we may have to do that again. It seems like these white supremacists, white trash proud boys, and these Nazis in Europe and America are on the rise again. We may have to kill a lot of Nazis again, and I'm ready. I'm ready to smoke them. How about you? Some of them told me that that people of color are a cancer. A guy in Europe told me these immigrants are a cancer. We want only a white race in Europe. So I was going to report him because he told me that, he said, unfortunately, Evan, for people like you, blood will have to be shed. He threatened me. He said, because I am pro-democracy and I hate these fucking Nazi scum, he said, Evan, unfortunately, for people like you, blood will be shed. So I read his warning loud and clear. I was going to report him to Facebook, but you know, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't care about me. That's why I'm on TikTok. Mark Zuckerberg, because I post political things, has messed with my algorithms. I'm blowing up on TikTok with the Chinese, but for some reason, Mark Zuckerberg is censoring me. I'm under an illegal quarantine by the government. And the CIA, FBI, NSA, Homeland Security, they should protect me instead of spying on me. And if they're watching me, they're watching you. Eventually, they're going to be watching everybody. But as my grandfather was, I think, the Grand Wizard, I think he was the King Freebird of the Freemasons. I mean, he went to Africa and spoke to Churchill. He has an elephant. I have an elephant ear wallet that was passed down. I still have it. He got that in Africa, probably when he was over there with royalty. My grandfather, you can read about the freedom fighters in my family, McIntyre Strong, Boston Strong, at my blog. Please check it out. You're going to be blown away because the CIA wants to shut down my website. Get there and read it. If you like what I'm saying, go to clubevan.com and please spread the word. I need investigative journalists to do surveillance on me. I welcome surveillance from a lot of the German intelligence because they don't want their country to burn down again from these Nazis. So the Germans get me. German intelligence has surveillance on me 24/7, even when I'm beaten off to porn. Even when I'm in the shower, I don't care as long as I'm being protected from these fascist groups who used to be rednecks in Idaho, not anymore. These Proud Boys and these white supremacists are sophisticated and have technology now. They also do surveillance. They also hack me. But I'm telling you, you guys who are illegally hacking me, we're hacking you back. We're finding the source. And some of the people that are protecting me, and I'm not involved with them, but the Freemasons, the Illuminati, I have help and surveillance from the Catholic Church that my mom put into place when she became oblated by the Catholic Church 20 years ago. I have the Catholic Church protecting me, even the Scientologists who I met with several times when I lived in LA. The Scientologists have probably the most powerful, most advanced technology, even more than the CIA, because that is Hollywood. The elite. Hollywood runs this world, folks. Get a grip. I'm a part of the Screen Actors Guild. I'm a Method Meisner actor, and I graduated from Groundlings. You should look up Groundlings. That's where Pee Wee Herman came from. Get ready, because when I go into character, you won't know. And there's doppelgangers and big controversy surrounding me. They don't know if I'm intelligent, undercover. They don't know if I'm Irish mob. And we have to float conspiracy theories because the truth will come out. And this is a major production from Hollywood. Everything I do is being filmed. If you interact with me or get a selfie with me, you might end up on the big screen. This is a reality show circus, and it will be a media circus. It's coming soon. I can't tell you anymore, but before the CIA shuts down my website, and they're not doing it because I'm bad or nefarious, they're doing it to protect me. The government of the United States is worried about me because of these fascist groups. President Trump, from what I hear, has gotten my emails and has a direct line to me and agrees with my views on Iran, that we should flatten Iran, kind of like we did Germany. Why? Because, let me tell you, the Islam extremists like Hamas, that these idiot young people worship, if you're for Palestine, let me tell you something about Hamas. And I don't understand why the LGBTQ worships Palestine and thinks they're so innocent. Let me tell you about Hamas. They behead gay people. Islam extremists hang gay people. The Taliban and Islam extremists like the Taliban, and who else was there? Remember ISIS? They used to cut off gay people's heads and put them in the center of the town. That's what Islam extremists, that's who you support, America? Palestine protects Hamas. Hamas is the Muslim Brotherhood, the terrorist group that illegally went into Israel. There was a two-state solution being discussed. There was peace, possibly. You know, Israel wasn't against a two-state solution. It was in discussion, but all of a sudden, in the middle of peace, Hamas enters illegally to Israel. Hamas kills children, babies. They kill women and innocent civilians in Israel, and they take hostages. So if you support Palestine, let me tell you that the Palestinian people, they could have peace if they overthrew Hamas. But what are the Palestinians doing? They're chanting that they want to drive Israel to the sea. They want to eliminate all Jewish people. And the Palestinians are hiding Hamas in refugee camps. The Palestinians are hiding Hamas in schools. The Palestinians are hiding Hamas in hospitals. What is Israel supposed to do? And of course, innocent people will die like they did in Germany because Germans propped up Hitler, like the Palestinians are propping up Hamas. And remember, my LGBT, I consider myself a queer, maybe, I don't know. I don't identify as gay, but I am part of the LGBT community and I support LGBTQ. I want to remind you that Hamas is Islam extremist terrorists and they behead gay people. They kill gay people in the streets. ISIS, Taliban, Hamas, that is Islam extremist terrorists. So when you support Palestine, they support Hamas. They could overthrow Hamas. And our kids starving in Palestine, is aid not getting to kids? Israel's not responsible for that. Israel does not want to hurt innocent children, above all. But like in Germany, America didn't want to hurt children or innocent families. In Germany, when the German people decided to protect Hitler, that's when innocent people died, civilians. And the same with Palestine. They're propping up Hamas, which is just like Hitler. Hamas wants to end Jewish people. Believe me, Islamic extremists want death to America. They burn the American flag. You think they're on your side. You feel sorry for Palestinians. They are keeping Hamas in power to kill all Jewish people. That's what they want. And when you chant drive Israel to the sea, what you're saying is that you want all Jewish people dead. You want all gay people dead because Hamas, Islam extremists, like I said, they behead gay people. How do I know this? Go to clubevan.com. I lived with people from the Soviet Union, the Afghani commanders that fought the Soviets. My dad was a doctor, my mom was a nurse, and Ronald Reagan had my parents and other doctors around the country rehabilitate warriors, commanders from the Afghanistan army to fight the Soviets. So I know all about the Islam extremists. when those Afghans were here, even though America helped them defeat the Soviets, and the reason you're free today is because of people like my father, the doctor, who rehabilitated these Afghanistan commanders and sent them back to fight the Soviets. The reason you're free is because of people like my dad and Ronald Reagan and Mikhail Gorbachev. Above all, it was Mikhail Gorbachev who said, I feel I'm pretty progressive. I learned from the Buddhist Daisaku Ikeda that what we're doing is not right. And it was mainly Gorbachev who brought down the wall and ended the Cold War. So if you want to congratulate America, it was a Russian, Mikhail Gorbachev, who really ended the Cold War, but also people behind the scenes like my parents, the doctor and nurse team, who took care of these Afghan soldiers, rehabilitated them, and sent them back to fight the Soviets. This was an undercover CIA operation called Freedom Fighters with my family, the McIntyres. You can read about it. It's true. It's been recently disclosed to the public. You can read about it at my blog, clubevan.com. And you can find out more of how I feel about Islamic extremist terrorists. We don't negotiate with terrorists. And unfortunately with Palestine, as long as they protect Islam extremist terrorists in hospitals, as long as they keep Hamas hidden in refugee camps, as long as they keep Hamas hidden in hospitals, as long as Palestine wants to drive Israel to the sea and kill all Jewish people, like a lot of you idiot American liberals, and I consider myself Democrat, or I used to, but I'm getting really tired of this argument on the left that we should have open borders and people who are here illegally should be able to stay. I believe in following laws. If you want to come to this country, it's not like it was when my ancestors immigrated here. It's not a land grab anymore. You can't just come in and kill all of the natives and take the land like my ancestors did. No, that's not acceptable. Today you have to follow laws to come to this country. And if you're here illegally, especially if you're doing crime, you need to be deported. And I'm tired of the left. You're going to lose every presidential election in the future if you argue that illegal immigrants need to remain here in the country. It's bullshit. Illegal immigrants must be deported. Godspeed. And Democrats, your anti-gun is really stupid too, because what if the government becomes so corrupt like in Germany with Hitler and we can't form militias like our forefathers wanted us to? We must always keep the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. And Democrats, you're going to lose anyhow because you don't have arms, and people are getting really sick of you trying to take away guns, and you're going to end up being shot because you're against the Second Amendment. So those people who argue against guns, keep in mind that in Germany, if the Jewish people had guns, if it was legal in Germany to have guns, the Jewish people could have taken out Hitler in a militia. But the Jewish people were a peaceful people, and God, God bless them for it. But if this government becomes corrupt and these Nazis rise, you bet your sweet ass we better be able to have guns and form militias. So the people on the left who are against guns, you're idiots, and you'll lose every election because guns are never going away, like Bill Burr said. Bill Burr, the comedian, he's Boston strong, he said, when are these Democrats going to get a clue? The Second Amendment, people are going to die. A lot of people are going to die if you try to take away guns. It's never going to happen. The NRA is so powerful. Now, unfortunately, with school shootings, yeah, that's terrible. That's why we need guns in schools. We need guards. We need metal detectors. We need armed guards at schools and in classrooms. So if some idiot kid takes out a gun, he can be eliminated and smoked right away without innocent people being killed. Guns don't kill people. And if you're against war, what about Hitler? Was that necessary? You think World War II shouldn't have happened? I met a girl the other day and she says, war is never the answer, Evan. And I said, well, what about if Jewish people are being killed and gay people are being killed? What if, like in Russia, where Putin is eliminating political opponents, he's poisoning his opponents, he's jailing journalists. Putin is just another Hitler, even worse because he's been in power so long, and he's a threat. Another Cold War will start if Hitler gains Ukraine, and if he takes Europe, then it's all over for the U.S. And believe me, when Vladimir Putin, who is ex-KGB and brainwashed by the Soviets, he was part of the KGB. Putin hates the West. He hates America. Don't let him fool you. If Putin takes Ukraine, that's the nuke. Those are the minerals and those are the nukes. Then he will take Europe. If Putin takes Europe, we have another Cold War. But not just that, World War III. And then either China, you'll be speaking Mandarin soon, or you'll be speaking Russian. Because believe you me, China and Russia are not coming to our shores bearing gifts, America. Vote DJ Evan M.C, the Hitman, for president. Or better yet, King. These no king rallies piss me off because someday, I'm from the UK, my ancestors are Welsh royalty. I should be the Prince of Wales. Evan is a Welsh name. It means heaven sent. And Wales, of course, the UK worships the Wales, the people of Welsh, because we're Druids. Why do I pretend to be Anakin? Because the Welsh, my ancestors were magic around Stonehenge. My ancestors were the Druids. The Welsh Druids that chanted around Stonehenge. Magic. My dad used to teach, my dad's the Scottish side of the family, Scottish Rite Freemasons. But my dad used to make fun of my mom and say, your ancestors, your mom's ancestors were from Wales. They were those magical druids, the Sith Lords. If you go to Stonehenge, you can't even touch those stones anymore. They roped them off. Why? Because the Grand Wizard of the Freemasons made it so. If you touch one side of the stone on Stonehenge, it's hot. If you touch the other side of the stone, it's cold. And how did Stonehenge get there? Was it UFOs? No. It was my ancestors, the Druids. Rise, stones. Anakin, if you only knew the power of the Sith Lords, if you only knew the power of the Druids from Wales, if you only knew the power of Evan, Michael, McIntyre, the power of the Freemasons of America, the Scottish Rite, McIntyre strong, Boston strong, Druid strong, Wales. Again, Evan is Welsh. It means heaven sent. Evan is also a name that used to be not very popular. I was the only Evan when I was a child, but now all these daft Americans are naming their kids Evan. It's a Welsh name. So yes, I want to be king. Because presidents, they're not in it for the long run, and they're compromised by big pharma, big food. Presidents are compromised by corporate interests. Presidents are compromised. Because they're only in it for 8 years. But a king is in it for life, and I would clean house. It's time for royalty to return. Don't be afraid of kings. We're all about democracy. We're all about eliminating Nazi scum. Because I love diversity. I grew up learning about civil rights. My mom taught me Dr. King quotes when I was a baby. My mom made me watch Roots. Remember Roots? Some of you might, Generation X. It was a television show called Roots about slavery. I became a civil rights warrior. I have a certificate from Rosa Parks. I love it when George W. Bush said, yeah, Rosa Parks. There's a woman. Her name is Rosa Parks. And I thought, where did he go to school? It's Rosa Parks, not Rosa Parks. George W., bless his heart. Remember when George W. said, they misunderestimated me. I thought I was dyslexic. Jesus, George. Remember when George W. said, they have this new thing called the internet. You can go on they have a new thing called the internet, I guess. My secretary goes on this thing called the internet. Maybe we can smoke some terrorists. Because those terrorists are under your bed. That's why we need to bomb Iraq. The terrorists are in your closet. The terrorists are in your shoes. They're in your bed, in your closet, under your bed. We got to smoke those terrorists, smoke them out of their holes. Well, my secretary, as President George W. Bush, I'm telling you, my secretary, she says there's this new thing called the internet. You can ask a question on a thing called Google's, and it will answer you. George W. Bush is the first to announce this new thing called the internet. And I was like, Jesus, George, didn't you have America Online? What the? You rich bastards, have you ever used a computer? It's kind of like Trump. And I like Trump. I have to say, I like him. I know everybody hates Trump. And I don't like his racism. That's what I really hate. I wish he was more cultured. But he's been stuck. I think his dad was all about, sticking it to the black man. I don't know why. But anyhow, Trump, I think he's funny. I think he's an entertainer. He does have a direct line. I think he agrees with most of the stuff I say. And I think he likes it when he saw the video of me dancing to YMCA. Which the MAGA crowd loves when I DJ on the Boston Common. And when I always know the MAGA crowd, you can pick them out in a crowd. They come to Boston all dressed in Red Sox gear from head to toe. The tourists. And in Boston, we call them terrorists. But the tourists, it's a secret in Boston. Don't tell the tourists. But in Boston, we call the tourists terrorists. And you can always spot Middle America and Idaho and, the MAGA crowd when they come to Boston. Bless their hearts. The kids, the whole family, they're dressed from head to toe in Red Sox gear. They got the cleats even. And the Red Sox hats and the Red Sox shirt. They think everybody in Boston, they think we walk around in Red Sox stuff, Red Sox stuff all day. And we sing Sweet Caroline, bum, bum, bum. Which I play and they go crazy. The tourists love that. The locals love Sweet Caroline when I DJ too. DJ Tiesto sucks, and so please prop me up. Tell the media about me because my mix is better than anybody's. DJ Tiesto, he plays a weird kind of techno that's not even good techno. Why is DJ Tiesto the #1 DJ? I should be. DJ Tiesto plays not even good progressive. I play progressive house. I love progressive house. He plays like a weird kind of techno. It's not even good. DJ Tiesto sucks, in fact. So why is he the #1 DJ? I hope you vote for me. Go to clubevan.com. Tell your favorite news station, please, because there's some hate groups that are out to get me. I need investigative journalists to help me. Please. Don't leave me. I need you. I have abandonment issues. So TikTok, I love you. Please don't leave me. Tell an investigative journalist, just take you 5 minutes to get on Facebook and friend NBC and tell them you've got to go to clubevan.com and free Evan. There's some fascist groups that are threatening his life. The Boston police told me they can't do anything because it's free speech. And the Boston police told me, Evan, we don't have enough units in this city. We got to take care of our citizens. We can't protect you all the time. But you know who can protect me is CNN. Email them and tell them to free Evan at clubevan.com. If you do this, you'll get good karma. And if you tell me that you did this, I will give you credit in every interview for the rest of my life. I will shout out your name. If you get me media attention and help me fight these Nazi scum, I will help you. We will make lots of money. You've got the looks. I've got the brains. Let's make lots of money and then give it all away to the homeless veterans. That's what you need to do when you make money. Give it all away to the homeless, because that is what Jesus would do. He wouldn't buy a Lamborghini. Jesus would not buy a Lamborghini. He would not worship billionaires like you idiots. Jesus would give his money to the homeless veterans. Jesus would give his last meal to a homeless family. I have failed, Jesus. I'm only human. These sunglasses cost what? $15. I could have, like Schindler, given my last to save someone. Before you make your next large purchase, keep in mind what Jesus would do with that money. Sorry, I get emotional, especially because our government does not take care of our veterans. And when I talked to a veteran the other day in the Boston Common, he told me he had PTSD. He was an injured veteran and he was homeless. No one cared. The government didn't care. And when I gave him my tip money from my DJ jar, he kept saying thank you. And I said, no, thank you. And I'm sorry. I had another veteran told me he didn't want to live anymore. And I've been there, I've been suicidal, but I can't imagine being injured in war, fighting for your freedom, and living homeless on the street afterwards because no one in America cares and they take their freedom for granted. You cunts. Please support your veterans by volunteering. If you don't have money, go to a veterans hospital and at least give one of them a fist bump and then go home. That's the least you could do. That's what Jesus would do. You don't have any money? Find a veteran. Better yet, give them a hug or a fist bump. You never know, they might have some issues with hugs if they have PTSD. But yeah, one veteran told me, he said, I don't want to live anymore, Evan. This is someone who should be king, but is homeless on the streets with no food, no money. A veteran who almost gave his life and is on the verge of suicide, who should be king. Damn you for not taking care of our veterans. Go to woundedwarriorproject.org and give monthly to a wounded veteran. woundedwarriorproject.org. Give monthly or give a one-time gift, and you'll get good karma. Jesus will smile down on you. Doors will start to open when you act more like Jesus. Stop worshiping billionaires. Stop hoarding your money to buy an expensive car. Give it to the poor. Go out and touch the poor. Don't just give them money and walk away. Engage in conversation. They need human contact. They need a smile. When you see a homeless veteran or anybody homeless, ask them, about the weather, anything. They need human contact. If you can, give them a fist bump. They need human contact. Bring back human contact, America. COVID is over. You can start hugging people again. Always ask first in case they have some sort of issue or have been abused. A lot of people who've been sexually abused don't want to be hugged. But always show affection to people and ask them if they want a hug. People need that. Bring back human contact, America. This is DJ Evan M.C., clubevan.com. Please join me in Footprints of Boston with Mayor Wu, Footprints of Boston on the Boston Common, and clubevan.com. You can find out all the details. Please read my blog if you like what I'm saying. Go to clubevan.com. I am going to do a live stream every day around this time, right here live from Cafe Nero in downtown Crossing, Boston Strong. And I'll be on the Boston Common. That's a big, beautiful park with trees and birds and pigeons and squirrels. I DJ a rave DJ service for pigeons and squirrels only because I'm sick of humans. I have a rave service for pigeons and squirrels only. No humans allowed. It's on the Boston Common where there's grass and trees. We still have green spaces in cities. What a miracle. Vote for more green spaces in cities. Tear down these buildings and put up parks, America. We need oxygen from trees to live. They also suck up the carbon dioxide and keep the planet cool. You need shade, you need trees, you need parks. Kids need to be happy. So tell your mayors, tell President Trump, we need more green spaces, like the beautiful acres and acres of the Boston Common. It's trees and grass and public gardens. The Boston Common is the historic place where freedom started in America. The Freedom Trail where Paul Revere rode through and said, the British are coming, the British are coming. America started right here where I'm standing, sacred ground, the Boston Common, where Bostonians are anything but common. Anakin, it's time to rise and join the dark side. When there is injustice, you need the dark side. And when you relax, you can enjoy the Jedi. It's called yin yang. Always listen to Yoda, but sometimes listen to Darth Vader. In the face of injustice, like with Dr. King, he was angry. Jesus got angry at the rich because they were selfish and didn't give to the poor. Jesus was like Darth Vader when he knocked over the money tables in the temple. Jesus and God has wrath too, like Darth Vader. So don't be afraid of the dark side. You need the Jedi and you need the dark side, America. When these Nazis rise, so must you, the dark side, and fight. Never give up. In the words of Winston Churchill, we will smoke the Nazi scum. America, never give up. In the words of Winston Churchill, if he was here in Boston at the Brewer Fountain with us every day of the summer from 12 to 7, join me at the Brewer Fountain on the Boston Common. We are forever Boston strong. And if Winston Churchill was here, he would say, today, if he was in Boston, Winston Churchill fighting the German Nazis. But today we would be fighting a different fight since we have peace. For now, we have peace. But Winston Churchill would say, we will fight them at Fenway. We will fight them at Gillette Stadium. We will fight them at the TD Garden. Boston, we will never give up. Never give up. America, your finest hour might be just around the corner. Opportunity and love might be just around the corner. So America, from DJ Evan M.C., at DJ Club Evan on Instagram, at DJ Club Evan on TikTok. Follow me, please, on Instagram. Show Mark Zuckerberg a thing or two for messing with my algorithms. Follow me on Instagram, at DJ Club Evan. You can find all my playlists and social media links at clubevan.com. The only place you'll hear the truth, brought to you by my favorite champagne, Diet Coke. Coca-Cola is America's champagne. God bless America, but not just America. May God bless the world. Love thy neighbor, Mexico. Love thy neighbor, Palestine. Love thy neighbor, Israel. Don't take sides. Jesus wouldn't. Love everybody. That's what Jesus would do. Instead of fighting or pointing the finger, he would find solutions to peace. That's what you should do. Don't point fingers. Don't judge. Be a referee and keep the two sides from fighting. That's what you should be, as a referee, fighting for freedom and justice for all. God bless America. God bless the world. And if there's aliens, I want to be specific in prayer to God when I say, God bless everyone and everything. That covers it all, including all universes. In case there's aliens, God bless them too. And I have a message in case there's aliens. We come in peace. Take me to your leader. DJ Evan M.C., clubevan.com. Thank you. And rise, Anakin. Rise. Rise, America. As a Sith Lord Druid with my ancestors from Wales, the magic of Stonehenge, for the last time, I implore, rise, young Anakins. Sith Lords will tell you, you have no idea the power of the dark side of the Force. Young Anakin, rise and let there be light. Peace and love. DJ Evan M.C., Club Evan.